there will be a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Or if you want, you can raise your hand and use the use the button at the bottom of the screen. Sorry, and I leave you the floor again.
Thank you very much, Marco. I think that's a very important point. If you have any questions or you want to pass any comments, we would welcome it throughout the webinar. So please feel free to follow the instructions shared by Marco. Also, Marco and Vianney, we have Admola Tosoy, the Executive Director of Microfinance Association UK with us. So before I start, can you please unmute him so that Admola could speak?
Yes, it should be okay now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Just also on behalf of the Microfinance Association, we are delighted that you're able to join us for these presentation that Omara will be leading. I hope you'll find it useful, and after the presentation, we will be happy to take any questions that you have. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you to you.
Thank you very much, Admola. So Admola is Executive Director of Microfinance Association UK, the head office of which is in UK. So algorithm-based decision making. Recently, when COVID-19 happened, Microfinance Association UK started working with a team of data scientists to develop a predictive lending model which could help financial institutions in COVID-19 era to predict the probability of loan repayment of a client. So after 6 months of putting in days and nights and hard work and commitment from the team, managed to successfully develop FinScore, which is a predictive lending model. So what is FinScore? FinScore is the brand name of the credit scoring model developed by Microfinance Association UK. It is a statistical methodology used for predicting future behavior based on historical experience. My own interest in this particular topic grew when I was studying at Harvard Business School, and how psychometric modeling and statistical modeling can influence the decisions that financial institutions make. So my interest developed when I was at Harvard, and from there onwards, together with Microfinance Association UK team, as well as data scientists, we did a historical analysis based on which over a data set of 1,000 clients, and then based on that we did predictive analysis to evaluate the results, whether they were whether the hypothesis was correct, whether there were certain changes that we needed to make. So after doing all that, we came up with FinScore, a predictive lending model of Microfinance Association UK. It is a statistical methodology used for predicting future behavior based on historical experience of the clients. It is a numeric expression of a client's credit worthiness that is used by financial institutions to assess a client's probability to repay a loan in the future. It can help lenders to be more efficient. For example, if it takes 5 minutes to disperse a loan using a credit scoring model, and originally it used to take, say, 60 minutes to disperse a loan, this means that by incorporating credit scoring model, FinScore, in your lending methodology, you become 12 times more efficient than you would be using the manual process. So it helped lenders to be on average 12 times more efficient and objective and fair when making decisions on who to lend to and how much to give out to. Credit score is a number that represents an assessment of the creditworthiness of a person or the likelihood that the person will repay a loan in the future. This has been a growing concern in COVID-19 era for financial institutions as to how to manage the delinquency, because the pandemic has had an adverse impact on the economic situation of the clients. So what is it that financial institutions can do to reduce the loan loss? So what makes FinScore unique? FinScore, developed by Microfinance Association, United Kingdom, combines both quantitative and qualitative data. It's a hybrid model. It's not only based on quantitative data, it also takes into account certain qualitative information, certain psychometric information, which becomes even more important to take into account in COVID-19 era. No need to make changes to your existing lending software. FinScore is just an add-on, customized for financial institutions, target market segment, specifically designed for microfinance institutions in order to make algorithm-based decisions. So earlier you might have seen a lot of commercial banks using credit scoring models to make algorithm-based decisions. But this was a missing link in which microfinance institutions were not using. But now microfinance institutions are also becoming aware of the importance of integrating or incorporating a credit scoring model in their loan application process in order to predict future repayment of the client. So this credit scoring model, FinScore, is unique because it has been especially designed for microfinance institutions. Rationale behind FinScore: increase financial institutions' profitability. How will your profitability increase? When your loan loss will reduce, when your cost per loan will reduce because in some of the clients who fall in a particular risk category, say favorable risk category, you will not need to go out and do physical screening of those clients, because physical business screening and physical household visits are becoming even more challenging in COVID-19 era. So this helps you in making automated credit decision. So thus reducing the cost per loan, increasing the efficiency to about 12 times more than with the existing manual model, and also resulting in increased profitability and operational self-sufficiency. It will help financial institutions decrease loan defaults, overdues, and reach out to more clients at a lower cost. So it will help the financial institutions in reaching out to more clients at a lower cost. Improving organizations' efficiency and lowering operating expenses, as it is an automated model, and the physical visits will only be required if the client falls in a particular risk category, because the scoring of the model is linked to an overall risk category. So if the client falls in marginal risk category, only then physical screening is required. Other than that, in case of favorable risk category or any other risk category, it is a fully automated model and no physical visits to clients are required. It will give you the provision to either let the client fill in the information or the loan officer to fill in the information. It provides loan officers with tools to make more efficient credit decisions and reduce loan losses by improving client selection. It will enable financial institutions to manage a larger and healthier credit portfolio with reduced arrears. So what are the benefits of FinScore for clients? So if I'm a client of microfinance institution, how will this model benefit me? Well, I will have quick access to loan. I will be get the loan in lesser turnaround time. If originally say it would take 60 minutes to disperse a loan, with this scoring model, it will only take 5 minutes to disperse the loan. So it will make the loan application process faster and 12 times more efficient. Equal objective treatment of clients. So there's no subjectivity of the loan officer. It's an automated model, and there's an equal and fair treatment of all the clients. So there's no discrimination that can be done by the field officers. Increased, so that's this can be a great risk mitigation tool as well. Increased access to finance for more clients. More clients can have access to finance. Possible reduction in loan pricing. The reduction in cost, the benefit of that to a certain extent can also be passed on to the clients by reducing the pricing for clients, which is becoming even more challenging for the clients. The interest rates are being a great concern during COVID-19 era because they're trying to revive their businesses and they're looking for soft loans. So this can help them help the financial institutions in giving pricing rebates to clients since their own costs will come down. Benefits of FinScore for financial institutions. Like I said, it has been tested that it can increase efficiency of a financial institution by 12 times, reduce risk, reduce loan loss. It helps you in mitigating credit risk. It helps you in reaching out to more clients at a lesser cost and in lesser time. It increases speed. So the quick access to finance, which is the need of the day in COVID-19 era, this model can help you provide it and increase consistency. And as there's transparency in decision making, and so it's not that there's no biasness or subjectivity involved in selecting clients. So there's fair treatment of each and every client. Improve client selection. So it will help you in the financial institutions in improving the clients you select. So how FinScore works? FinScore results in a score and links it to the different risk indicators. So say if it is 91% and above, it will be a different risk indicator. If it is 80 to 90%, it will fall in a different risk category. So it is linked to different risk indicators. All lending processes remain unchanged. FinScore is an additional data point to be used in the valuation of a loan. You do not need to make any changes to your existing lending process. It is just an add-on. FinScore can be customized to financial institutions' needs. So based on the local market dynamics, local market needs, local financial institution needs, this model can be customized to meet their needs. Over time, new data and recalibration will enable the algorithm to offer even more realistic indications of risk, resulting in better, faster credit decisions. FinScore can be linked to any business loan product. The algorithm is hosted on a secure web application, so the security is ensured. It takes only 2 to 5 minutes to fill in. So what is the process? So you see the dashboard that the banks see once they subscribe for it. You simply log into the app. Each loan officer will have individual user login. Fill in first the quantitative, then the qualitative credit scoring form. We will show you a demonstration. Just click on the category. It takes less than 5 minutes to fill. Results. FinScore shows the result along with risk category or potential client. Dashboard. It gives each financial institution its own credit scoring dashboard, something similar to what you see in the picture on the right. So let me share a demonstration. When you log in, you'll simply see a screen which shows the application date, you'll be asked whether the client is a repeat client or a new client for that particular loan category. You can simply write the name of client and reference ID if you want to, and submit. Then it's just a click. It's just a simple click. You can click the relevant category against a relevant subcategory needs to be clicked against each main category, and then you can, once you click this, say monthly income is between USD 101 to 200, you can simply, there are many more categories, many more variables included in the quantitative scorecard that you can simply click. The loan officer will only need to click and then get a scorecard. So another example shared with you is security, whether there's no collateral, there's guarantor, there's mortgage hold. So the points that are linked to each subcategory and category are something that is kept confidential and not shared with the loan officer, so that loan officers cannot fudge the information. So it's not an Excel-based model. It is a web-based model, so that the loan officers will not know that what drives the score, so they cannot fudge the numbers. So that's how it helps financial institutions control delinquency and improve client action. So once, say, you submit the quantitative scorecard results, these are just two categories that we've shown. There are many other categories in the quantitative scorecard. So your quantitative score, this is just an example. It might fall in acceptable credit risk, marginal credit risk, or unacceptable credit risk. So different weighted average is linked to the result of credit points. So your quantitative score is 96. So 96 means that in case of quantitative scoring, the client has fallen in favorable credit risk category. The client is in favorable credit risk category. But the question rises, will this be the overall cumulative category or no? Because we also have to proceed with the qualitative scorecard. So qualitative scorecard, you just click on this qualitative form that you see, just click on that. And as far as qualitative form is concerned, it has various indicators based on research and data analysis. So for example, it has character assessment. So you click the category satisfactory, but you have to give a rationale why you classified it as satisfactory. So that one line rationale of why the client is satisfactory needs to be given to support your answer. And then you keep on clicking different subcategories and categories that fall in qualitative score, and you get the overall qualitative score. So you see that the qualitative score, the quantitative score of the client was in favorable credit risk category, but the qualitative is in marginal credit risk category. But in order to arrive at the overall credit score, it is quantitative score, which is given more weightage, plus qualitative score, which is given less weightage, and this is a cumulative credit score. So the credit score of the client falls in acceptable credit risk category. So yes, the financial institution can disperse loan to this client. It is safe to disperse to this client without conducting any physical screening. So just to give you an idea on a 4x4 matrix, qualitative versus quantitative, there is a possibility that maybe the client falls in acceptable risk category as far as qualitative is concerned, but as quantitative is concerned, falls in favorable risk category. But so the cumulative risk category will be will be qualitative plus quantitative multiplied by the certain percentage that is given to both, and that would be the cumulative credit score. So say qualitative score falls here, quantitative score falls here, so the total, the credit score of the client falls in this category, in this box, where say the client is in acceptable risk category. So applying score in the credit process, promotion, we're all aware of how the loan officer contacts possible clients directly in the field. There's a selection score, then there's credit bureau checking. MFI checks clients' financial history in credit bureau. In many countries, we have this data check facility. Data collection, LO collects client businesses and personal data in field. Preference checking, center checks client preferences. Evaluation, credit analyst conducts financial analysis and makes recommendation. Approval, credit committee decides to approve or reject the credit. Client follow-up, collections, LO follows up on client and participates in the collection process. And renewal, at end of loan tenure, loan officer contacts clients for potential credit renewal. So this is at the time of loan application process, this is where the credit scoring model is incorporated. And the credit scoring model also includes the data check score, data check category. And as in many countries, this facility is now available. The sources of input could include social demographic data, behavioral data. I'll give you an example. If you see $100 note lying on the floor, what would you do? Would you give it to the administration? Would you pick it up and keep it in your pocket? Or would you just leave it there? What would be your reaction if you're alone in the room? Credit bureau data, data check facility, which will share the information about loans history of the clients. Psychometric data, what is the psychoanalysis of the clients? Say utility bill payments. If you analyze that, you can easily see that some clients have behavior that the day the bill comes, they like to pay on that day. And some clients like to pay on the last date. So what is all this telling you about the client? That some clients like to give payments in advance, whereas some clients like to wait till the last day, which could be due to waiting for their salaries, due to certain other financial reasons, or just perhaps has a habit of giving it on the last day. And there might be some giving it somewhere near the deadline, but not exactly on the last date. So this tells you the behavior of the client. Big data. We can have the data from utility bill payments, from mobile payments. In many countries, like in UK, we have this big data facility available, which can tell you the overall analysis and habits of clients. Possible risk indicators in COVID-19 era. For example, we've seen that organized businesses that were engaged in necessities like medical stores and groceries, they continue to grow even in COVID-19. But on the other hand, the hospitality sector was adversely impacted in COVID-19 era. So we have taken into account the nature of businesses as well. And as far as the cost of deployment is concerned, there's a very nominal annual subscription fee. It's a subscription-based model, and it is linked to the size and turnover of the organization, which also comes into consideration. Thank you for your attention. Now, I would like to open the forum and would also request Admola to add to this. And so over to you, Marco.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting. Thank you very much, Omar, for this presentation. It's, I think, quite useful for the microfinance institution, but also for the financial institution that are operating in this field of the credit and in the banking on quasi-banking system. Just a couple of questions. Meanwhile, we are waiting some question from the audience. I would like to understand better which is the model, and I would like to ask you what are the weights of the quantitative and qualitative legs, let me say, of your model. I think it's which is the relevance of the quantitative model respect of the qualitative model.
Yes, thank you. That's a great question. Basically, we have a lot of variables and categories in quantitative based on mathematical modeling, the drivers that led to the loan defaults based on the historical analysis that we carried out, and that was tested with the predictive analysis of the same clients. We took 6 years data where the historical analysis was based on 5 years. We took a statistically significant sample and tested various possible drivers that could lead to loan loss, and then the drivers that came out after doing the data analysis, we tested it with the previous year's actual data of whether that client resulted in loan loss or not, to test the drivers and see whether those indicators actually led to defaults or not. And after doing both historical and predictive analysis, we identified numerous variables that led to loan loss, and then integrated them into this model. And each category has subcategories. As far as qualitative is concerned, qualitative, we felt that we're talking about microfinance institutions in COVID-19 era. It is important to give a certain percentage of value to the qualitative analysis on, say, character assessment or other psychometric models or behavioral analysis, behavioral study that is carried out by loan officers over the phones or calls during promotion, so that they can also incorporate their thoughts. And then the total credit score is something that tells you the actual probability of the client's loan repayment.
Okay.
So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Amara. Yes, we have a question from Olivia Reveilla. Hello, can quantitative parameters be adjusted to local context, amount of income, etc.? This is the question. Can quantitative parameters be adjusted to local context?
Yes, thank you very much. That is another question. Like it can definitely be adjusted to the local dynamics. The monthly income, the monthly savings vary from country to country, from city to city, and even from one institution's target market segment might be different from the target market segment of the other institution. So yes, that is the uniqueness of this model. It can be customized to the local needs.
Okay. Also, Ade Tosoye would like to say something about this product, or one more question, if I can. You spoke about the modeling of the pricing. You can with this model you can define certain levels of a price. So, in your experience, which is the right model to set the evaluation with the price? So the best price for the better customers, and lower price and the higher price for the worst customers, I think.
Yes, thank you, Marco. That's a very interesting comment. And what I would suggest is that pass on the benefits of pricing to your loyal clients. So the clients who are in second loan cycle and onwards, who have already depicted a good history with you, they give them more pricing rebate as compared to fresh clients, so that the client loyalty also increases.
Okay. I have another question because it's your presentation. It's very inspirational. It's very useful for the sector. You spoke. If you can go back with your slide, you cite the psychographic data or big data and psychographic data. What are the sources of this psychographic data, and how do they work?
That's another interesting question. Well, psychographic data. I'll share a very simple example. We all have to pay some bill in our life. It could be electricity bill, it could be telephone bills, mobile bills, it could be gas bills. We all have to pay certain bills. So what is our habit? If you talk about me, the day I get the bill, I like to make the payment. So I would, so if you analyze my behavior suggests that I like to pay the all the bills in advance, the day I get the bill.
Okay.
If you analyze someone else's behavior, maybe Marco, if we analyze your behavior, it might be that the day you get bill, maybe after 10 days or so before the due date, maybe 2 or 3 days before the due date, you would like to make the payment of the. So
Great.
it analyze so it this the unique thing about this model is that it also analyzes the behavior of the client.
And just before the other question from Olivia, I would like to understand better. It's there are some differences from countries in which you operate, or there are the same model or the same sources that you have there are some differences in the countries in which you operate. Yeah.
Right. So the model that we developed is based on the studies carried out with different clients in different countries. However, we can customize it to the local needs and carry out a research if required. So it can be customized to local needs, but so the model we developed is based on the data from different countries and clients from different countries which we analyze. So generally, if you ask me, I've seen that across microfinance clients target market segment, it is the similar indicators that are leading to loan loss. However, what varies from country to country could be the average monthly income, average monthly savings, maybe the availability of big data and the data check facility, which might not be available like in every country. So for those countries, it can be customized.
Okay. Olivia asks if is it possible to get a free demo of FinScore so that we can test its accuracy on some of our portfolio loans? How can you manage this free demo, and how can you provide the contact with the prospect, the customers, and so on?
Yes, of course. So I will request Ade to add to. We have a proper website. You can request for a demo, and we will be more than happy to share a demo of that. And I would request Ade also to message the website address so that
Yeah,
everyone can
the
connect
website
to it.
is www.finscore.org. So it's a web application which is hosted on the Amazon Web Service, AWS, which is one of the most secured and compliant website that you can find anywhere in the world. It's been audited quite a few times by majority of the regulators. And I also think that the key thing there is also to the fact that you don't even have to provide the name of the individual who is applying for the loan on the web service itself. So you may, for example, decide to use a kind of a reference number in relation to this. And also, it's also very important to emphasize that the data banks are different. So if I work for Bank A and Umara works for Bank B, and Marco works for Bank C, there's no way you'll be able to see each other data fields. There's no way you'll be able to see the performance of different institutions in terms of the loan application process. So it's very, very secure. It's very, very compartmentalized. The Amazon Web Services has gone through a lot of validation. It's passed a lot of certification in terms of data security, in terms of cyber attacks. So we're quite very, very sure about it. And also, as Umara has indicated, I think the fundamental thing about loan application, if we go back to the basic, is still the willingness and the capacity to make those repayments. And I think that's still a fundamental concept that this algorithm-based application was kind of designed on. We also accept the fact that the variables in one country may be slightly different from the other. So one of the things we've built onto the system is, so if, for example, we're working with a number of institutions at the moment in terms of FinScore, and we're trying to use some of the past data sets that they have to make some tweaks into the system so that it is able to actually meet their own needs. So if Bank A subscribes for it, it doesn't mean that we can extend the data fields, we can add on, we can take things out. For example, in Nigeria, they have what's called the bank verification number. So every person will have a BVN, and that BVN is so important. If you don't have it, for example, I cannot open a bank account. So that BVN has to have a lot of weighting. It's not controlled by the government, which makes it also very unique. It's not controlled by any agency. It's controlled by the bank as itself. So for me, for example, to be able to open an account, I need a bank verification number. And this bank verification number are based on biometrics. They are based on a lot of things that I have to do. And that's so for that, we're going to give it a much kind of weighting impact than somebody who doesn't, for example, have a BVN.
Yeah.
We also recognize the fact that a lot here on inclusive finance, a lot of the focus there is on financial inclusion. And yes, there might be cases where we want to get people who are financially excluded into this system, and that's where the quantitative aspects basically comes on board.
Yes, thank you very much, Hade. This is a question connected to this question from Kyriakos Georgiou, Mr. Kyriakos Georgiou, and it is related to the mathematical framework of the model. He is interested in this matter, and there are many machine learning techniques that are currently being developed for credit score, and his FinScore also built on such methods. Or better, which are the model that FinScore uses?
Sure. Ade, would you like to answer that before I do?
Yeah, you can have a go, then I'll come in. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So we have used Python, that you might be familiar with. So we have, and secondly, we have also used SPS to run regression and correlations and conduct a data analysis to see the correlations between loan loss and different variables. So these are the two models that we used.
Okay, and some another question is about there are differences between among SMEs and individuals. Yes, can you explain us a little bit about this?
Yes, of course. Even among certain other target market segments, for example, if it's a microfinance bank and it's catering to marginalized segments of the society, and it's also catering to the small entrepreneurs or medium-sized entrepreneurs, the criteria will be different. So that is why the uniqueness of this model is that it can be classified and customized according to the local financial institution, local country, local city, as the target market segment. Because we have all those variables, that if it's an SME, these are the indicators. If it is microfinance client, these are the indicators. If it is a SME business, then the indicators could be different. For example, if it's a school, the indicators will be different. It could be an enrollment of the school, it could be the collection percentage of the fee. So the indicators will be different.
Okay, thank you very much.
But the good thing that this model is that we have actually done all the mathematical modeling. So we have different sets ready for different target market segments, and can also customize it.
Just a last question about related to these days, these weird circumstances, this crisis. In your view, this crisis does impact on your model in which term?
The crisis in COVID-19 era has seen a lot of loan losses, with the part of financial institutions increasing beyond 30%. It has been a major concern for majority of the financial institutions. The restructuring of the organizations is taking place. They are concerned about how to control delinquency in COVID-19 era. It's very important for them. So to address their challenges they are facing, this is the right model to have at this time to improve credit decision making.
So quite useful and very, very interesting for the MFIs that have to cope these times and these challenges, and with the protection of their sustainability and their business, let me say. So I think that we can leave to the presentation to our attendees, and also the recorded for the event for the future. So I would like to thank EMN for hosting us for this session, and I remind that everything is recorded, and the recording, along with any presentation, will be shared with attendees after the conference. I would like to thank Omar and Ade Tosoya, if I will pronounce your name, for this presentation. I think that they are available for any comments, any question, any further exploration of this product. I think that this one could be useful for a better MFIs. So I will thank you, Omar. I will thank you, Ade, and all of you attendees. Thank you for EMN, okay?
I would like to thank each one of the participants. I would like to thank Marco and Vianney for all the support provided by them, and EMN and EU. On behalf of Microfinance Association UK, I would like to thank each and everyone, and we look forward to providing you the demo. Please feel free to contact us. Email address of is mentioned, and please feel free to contact us. Also, I would like Admola to add something to it. If it's any concluding remarks from Admola.
Oh no, I think just to say thanks for you for the European Microfinance Network for hosting us, and as Omara says, I think you've posted it on the chat box, www.finscore.org. You can use that website to make contact with us in terms of the online demonstration. I also just want to express our thanks also that you've been able to join us this morning. Have a good rest of the day from us here in London.
So thank you very much to all, and have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you.